Hi guys, I'm Franklin from Awesome Card Games. I'm showcasing my Rising Raizers deck for the standard format. This deck includes the new Razors from Light of Salvation, Logic of Destruction. There are also generic cards from Unite Team Q4 in the deck as well. This deck is very aggressive and rushes my opponent with an onslaught from my rear guards. My deck is very dependent on my rear guards, and they are the key to this deck's success. So let's check out the Rising Raizers. So let's start with my grade 3 lineup. I am playing 4 copies of Insight's Razor. This is one of the new cards from Light of Salvation, Logic of Destruction. This card has one simple skill and is very good in the late game. Counterblast 1 and send all of my rear guards on an additional and excel rear guard circle. This card is fantastic. When I have 2 or 3 excel circles, I'll be standing up to 3 rear guards, and that is a very powerful skill and has a lot of synergy with the cards in the deck. Next, I have 4 copies of Perfect Razor. He is one of my favorite cards in the original Card Fight Vanguard series, and his retrained version is great as well. Counterblast 2, stand 2 of my rear guards. I could stand 2 of my rear guard on Excel circles, or I can stand rear guard on the normal rear guard circles. It simply depends on the situation and my strategy against my opponent at the time. Next, let's check out the grade 2s. I have 2 copies of Refilling Razor. This card is phenomenal when I need to add more power to my razors. If the unit is standing, it gets 3,000 power. If it's resting, it will get 5,000 power. Then I will use my Vanguard skill to stand the rear guard. I am playing 2 copies of Boomerang Thrower. He's one of the few non-razors in the deck. I'm playing him because I can counter charge, because this deck relies a lot on counter blasting for my vanguards and a couple of my rear guards. So he definitely helps me keep my counter blasts ready for my skills. One of my favorite grade 2s in this deck is Burst Razor. This guy is phenomenal. His own skill stands him, and he gains additional 3,000 power if my opponent has 4 or more damage. So the ideal situation is to have him on a normal rear guard circle as he will stand himself. Then I could use my Vanguard skills to stand my rear guards on the Excel circles. Finally, I have 4 copies of High Power Custom Razor, or Razor Custom. He's one of the few cards in the deck that I actually get a plus from. Once he calls or I ride him, then I can Spirit Call Battle Razor from the Soul. If his attack hits my opponent's Vanguard, then I can stand a rear guard as well, which gives me an additional attack. Next, we have the grade 1 lineup. I'm playing 1 copy of the new Screaming and Dancing Announcer Shout. He is my favorite units from the original Card Fight Vanguard anime. Him and Mr. Invincible were hilarious. They showed so much personality in the original anime. I wish they would come back for the V version, because they would simply just add more character to games. But on to his new skill, I can rest him. Then me and my opponent will reveal the top card of our decks. So this card has a bit of a gamble mechanic to it. If my grade is higher, I can draw the card. If it is a lesser grade than my opponent, then I will have to soul charge. If the grades are equal, then we both draw the cards. So I tested this guy out over the past weekend. I got really lucky. I was able to draw most of the time I used this skill. I believe I was successful 3 out of 4 times. But still, this card is a huge gamble because you do not always want your opponent to draw a card or even soul charge. It simply depends on the matchup. So right now I'm just playing one copy, but I might bump him up to 2 or 3. I have 4 copies of Jet Razor. This guy is one of my favorite common cards in this deck. He gains a huge amount of power if I call a lot of rear guards during the same turn he is on the field. He gains 3,000 power. Then another rear guard is placed. So if I call 4 rear guards, that's 12,000 power, which makes him 19,000. With an Excel marker, he becomes 29,000. So he could definitely provide a lot of offense to the deck. Next, I have 4 copies of Trans Razor. I'm only playing him for the simple fact he is a Razor. I do not want to use his Soul Blast because I'm saving that for Burst Razor. So he, as I said, he's only in the deck because he is a Razor, and I will be replacing him once I have a better Razor in the standard format. Next, I have my 6-man off the bench, 4 copies of Razor Custom. This guy is phenomenal, especially when he's behind Burst Razor, as his skill is he stands when a unit in the same column stands. So, place behind Burst Razor will stand, and this guy will stand. It's a really great combo. With the 8,000 boost, my rear guard is now 20,000 power. At a front trigger, that's a 30,000 power rear guard. Finally, I have my Gray Zeros. The starter is Burst Razor. The deck needs to play him for the obvious fact that I have high power Custom Razor. Superior call him. Use the combo to set another rear guard. I have 4 critical triggers, 2 red lightnings, and 2 shining ladies. I have 4 front triggers, 2 cannonballs, and 2 turbo razors. I have the 4 draw perfect guards with twin blader providing perfect defense. And finally, I have 4 hero triggers of Wall Boy. So this is my Razor's Rush Crush combo. So first, I am going to ride Inside's Razor and create a imaginary gift, Exhale. As you can see, I have 5 damage and only have 1 card face up. So I only have 1 counterblast, but I need 2 counterblasts to use Inside's Razor skill and Burst Razor skill. So I am going to call Boomerang Drawer from my hand. Once he is called, I may countercharge 1. So now I have 2 counterblasts. In addition, Jet Razor just gained 3,000 power, so now he has 20,000 power on the Excel circle. I can simply attack my opponent in this exact order. And since refilling Razor just attack, I can give 5,000 power to Jet Razor, so now he is at 25,000 power. Now Burst will attack with a boost from Razor Custom. Finally, we have Inside's Razor, who will attack. Burst's skill will activate first, Counterblast. Let us Soul Blast perfect. He will stand. My opponent has 4 damage. He will gain 3,000 power. He's now at 12,000, and Razor Custom stands. Inside's his skill, Counterblast. I will send all of my rear guards on the Excel circle. That is a phenomenal combo. and I just gained 4 additional attacks. That is awesome. Gonna add so much pressure to my opponent. That is essentially 10 attacks in a single turn. That is my Rising Raizers deck. I will be uploading new games with the deck in action, so keep an eye out on those videos. They are coming soon. If you enjoyed today's deck profile, then please like the video and subscribe to Awesome Card Games for more Cardfight Vanguard videos. Thanks for watching, and I will see you guys next time.